Section 3.3, is solving equations by using multiplication and division. So very similar to our last section. Hold on, let me fix that. Okay, that's better. So multiplication, property of equality. If an equation is true and each side is multiplied by the same number, the resulting equation is true. Sounds familiar, just like the others, right? So if A equals B, then AC equals BC. And here's our example. If x equals 2, then x times 3 equals 2 times 3, or in other words, 3x equals 6. So same as the other properties we've looked at. Let's do a couple examples with this. If we have t divided by 30 equals 7 over 10, to solve this I can multiply both sides by 30. As long as I multiply both sides by the same thing, it's still equal. 30 over 30 is t. 30 over 10 is 3 over 1, so 21. Okay, let's do another example. 2/4 times g equals 1 1/2. First thing I have to do is change these to improper fractions. So that's going to be 9/4 times g equals 3/2. I want to multiply both sides. I'm going to choose the reciprocal because 4/9 times 9/4 is 36 over 36, or 1. This becomes 12 over 18, so I get g equals, and I'm going to simplify that by dividing by 6, equals 2/3. Now remember, the other way to do this is to simplify before you multiply. So back on this step, I could have done the same thing I did over here. The 4's cancel and the 9's cancel. I end up with 1 over 1, which is 1. Over here, the 3 and the 9 become a 1 and a 3, and 2 goes into 4 twice, so I go right to 2/3. Okay, our last example, 42 equals -6m. Decide what you want to multiply both sides by. Give it a try on your own and pause the video, and then come on back. Okay, I'm going to multiply this side again by my reciprocal, and you notice I'm doing a negative so that a negative times a negative will give me a positive. Put those over 1. -1/6 times 42 is -7. And this one, the 6's cancel, a negative times a negative is a positive. Okay, so that's using multiplication property of equality. And our last one is the division property of equality. If an equation is true and each side is divided by the same, in this case it has to be a non-zero number because we can't divide by 0, the resulting equation is true. So in algebra terms, if a equals b, then a divided by c equals b divided by c. And here's our example. If 5x equals 15, I can divide both sides by 5 and get x equals 3. So again, copy this down. And a couple quick examples. 135, oops, excuse me, I can't read my own handwriting. 13s, that's better. 13 times s equals 195. I'm going to back up. I'm going to divide both sides by 13, and I get s equals 15. One more of those, sorry. -3x equals 12. Divide both sides by -3, and I get x equals -4. Okay, one more. Let's change this first of all from verbal into algebraic, and then we'll solve using the property of division. So, -18 times a number equals -198. I'm going to choose x from my variable. -18 times x equals -198. Divide by -18, and I get x equals +11. So that's it. The videos weren't very long tonight, and that's it for now, and we'll work on these in class tomorrow.